her attitude, her energy is highly masculine. And her presence is almost like very off putting. I can imagine for men, the type of men she wants are not approaching her, even for a date. So, why do those men of that caliber who you can access still not choose you?
I've had some relationships, and I've yet to find a man who has shown, I mean, this includes even my father, who was absent. I've yet to have a male energy that provided or protected me consistently ever. So I think that I have taken on the reins to protect and provide for myself, because what
Yeah.
I'm not going to do, Iyanla, is be without. Baby, it's not
Be
happening.
without what?
So that
Be
would
without what?
be without protection, and be without the necessities of life.
Hi, guys. Welcome to today's video. I am going to be reacting and responding to the interview with Eboni K. Williams and Iyanla Vanzant. I'm going to be focusing on why I think highly masculine women tend to struggle in dating and relationships. Just as a bystander watching this, I was thinking her energy is just not attractive. It's not appealing. And I could really understand why she might be struggling in terms of getting a date. I realize that Ebony is deeply hurt, deeply disappointed, and has, as she says, never had the protection or that safety net that a father figure, her own, or any other man, in terms of a partner, has ever been able to provide for her. And you can feel her anger, you can feel her frustration, her irritation, her heartbreak at the fact that she's just never had this good father who you can depend on. And this is one of the biggest traits and reasons for many women actually ending up with quite highly masculine energy. But more importantly, also, is if you then have had an absent father and you've been raised in a household with a mother who may have been really strong, really alpha, and actually just been quite independent, self sufficient, didn't rely on anyone, didn't depend on anyone, you may emulate that same role. And even if you didn't have that type of mother, but maybe your mother was so, in some ways a bit vulnerable, and you felt like I have to take on the role of protecting her and looking after her, then again, you can actually adopt this very strong alpha, controlling, quite a hard, take no prisoners attitude. And this again can leave you as a woman in that kind of masculine energy and masculine frame, which is unattractive. Let's just be honest. For men, they do not want to date another male. They want to date a feminine woman, excuse me. And unfortunately, in this interview, I don't even think Ebony is consciously aware, maybe, of how masculine her energy is. But my God, watching this video, watching this interview, I was literally like, Lord, I am a woman, and she has such a heavy masculine energy that it was even off-putting just watching it and listening to her. And
If you would like to join the community where we're building healthy relationships, we're learning the skills that many of us did not learn as children, and you want to be part of the community, then make sure you hit the link in the comment section below and join my waitlist.
Let alone for a man who might be thinking, on the surface, Ebony is absolutely beautiful. You can see this is a very beautiful Black woman. She is very fit. She's obviously well educated. And, I would say she's done very well in terms of establishing her career and all sorts. But she is struggling to at least attract the guy that she wants. Now, that should be the focus. I mean, that's why I'm not even going to go into debating about the bus driver thing, because look, she's got to a level in her life where she knows what she wants. Okay, fine. She's a celebrity. She has the notoriety, she has assets, she has a great income. She's around men of her own income bracket. and yet still she's single. So this is something that I think needs to be paid more attention to, because it's really where, if you're honest with yourself as a woman, you then have to actually look at yourself, rather than externalizing the issue as actually it's a male problem across all races. Because as she mentioned, she's tried them all. This isn't just a woman who says I only date black. This is a woman who says, no, I've gone outside of my own community and I'm still struggling. So we know that this isn't just a black men issue, or a black problem. This is something that Ebony is struggling with across all ethnic groups. Let's say men are not approaching her, or the type of men she wants are not approaching her, even for a date. So in this case, this is where I think, like, the reason why highly masculine women struggle in dating and relationships isn't often because they're unattractive, because let's just base it on Ebony. She's highly attractive. It isn't that she's unable to have a conversation, because she can articulate her words and points. It isn't that she doesn't know how to dress. It isn't that she's overweight or she's underweight. She's a reasonably nicely proportioned woman, great shape, great figure, fit. But her attitude, her energy is highly masculine. And her presence is almost like very off-putting, I can imagine, for men. She just doesn't seem very approachable. She doesn't feel very warm. Even just listening to her go back and forth with Iyanla, it was really like aggressive. Let me just be honest. And I really was like, well, if that's you coming across our screens, or my screen anyway, like that, with Iyanla Vanzant, oof, what is she like on a date? And the one good thing about Ebony is she actually says, like, I've had feedback from guys who've said, hey, oof, we're not in court, like, chill, which lets you know that she obviously carries that masculine energy around. She carries it in her dates. She might carry it into her relationships. And that can be a challenge, because actually you are someone who certainly has access to the 1%, males, that many women who are more so maybe not got the assets, the fame, and maybe the income level that you have, can't access. But you still are struggling. So why do those men of that caliber who you can access still not choose you? And this is where I think Ebony, and for any other women similar to her who are really resting in their masculine frame, need to become more consciously aware of how that's impacting your dating and relationship chances. Because actually, it's where you as an individual need to sometimes turn that mirror towards yourself and take a look and see how you're coming across. Because even sometimes it's not always what we say, but it's the non-verbal cues that sort of give off a lot more energy, um, and tell people a lot more about yourself than sometimes before you even speak. And just looking at her, she's like contorted. She's the energy coming through the screen when she was talking and, going on about the issues she's had. I just really felt like this lady is very hurt. She's very bitter. She's very disappointed in what's been her life, around dating and relationships. You can feel it, and you can see the sadness behind her eyes, when she's talking about it, and the fact that she had an absent father. So, I just want to highlight this because unfortunately, it's so easy to externalize our problem and make it about others. And sometimes we do need to do the work to look at ourselves and actually think about, okay, how am I showing up? Because also that may be the area that I need to start working on. And if I was to give any advice to Ebony K. Williams, I would say, look, sis, maybe it needs to start with yourself and think about what might need to shift for you to actually start to attract that kind of man. So that's my short little snippet, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you hit that like button and please consider subscribing. And of course, hit the bell so you never miss another upload. Take care.
If you would like to join the community where we're building healthy relationships, we're learning the skills that many of us did not learn as children, and you want to be part of the community, then make sure you hit the link in the comment section below and join my waitlist.